right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, guys. I still can't believe they did it. I still can't believe they did it. If you had told me this at the beginning of the season, Spurs will win a trophy, I would have laughed at you. But here's the thing: I said Spurs will win a trophy, guys, but not this trophy. I said Spurs will win either a FA Cup or Carabao Cup. They actually managed to win the Europa League, which I didn't even see that coming. So Spurs, man, history's been made, and Paul Chicago, and yeah. So I know we're gonna rip up on this team, but I think first we need to be fair here, and we got to start with the positives. Let's talk about Spurs first. Then we'll get to United. So, actually, let's discuss the game itself. Then we'll talk about what it means, the history, historical stuff, the legacy. So I've already given my say on the game. I felt like Spurs, they weren't at their best, but they got the job done, and that's all that really matters. It's about winning in the day. And while they didn't play the best of football, nobody remembered. It's just about winning, right? And for United, they only have themselves to blame. You had so many chances this game to score, and you couldn't score. And Romain Morin, tactically, you messed up, man. Why did Manu come on the last 2 minutes? Why does Xerxes not get more minutes? Why didn't Xerxes now score? These kind of decisions have to be questioned. So for Spurs, I said, man, shout out to Brendan Johnson for doing it. And what was also really interesting, guys, they benched Son Heung-min. Something I forgot to mention in my video. And I think that was something that was a huge decision because remember the last time Spurs were in a European final, Harry Kane started, and we all know how that turned out. It was a disastrous idea. So I think they learned from their mistakes from 2019 and now starting him. And he came through the bench and everything like that. So let me hear from TNS perspective, then we'll get to others. So GDS, man, just give your thoughts on the game itself.
I disagree with what you said about those type of decisions need to be questioned, in the sense that, probably should
Mine
have
should have
made
played more minutes. Mine should have played more minutes. We have to give that.
I don't think mine does anything in that game. What does mine do? I don't think mine does anything in that game because the main problem is that when the going gets tough, you need your best players to step up. And Ahmad, Bruno, no one was able to step up for us in the second half. And this is first of all, fair play to Spurs for winning a trophy. But for that game, I'm giving them no credit. If Onana doesn't make that mistake, we win without question, in my opinion. They don't score till Christmas. Like Onana, he literally, apart from that goal which he conceded, he had no saves to make for the whole game. I don't see how Spurs score if it wasn't for Onana's mistake. Onana.
Well, I mean, the game could have gone differently. The game could have gone differently.
Like if you look at Spurs' attack, they had no attacking threat up forward. They were very lackluster at attack. This game was defense versus attack, and fair enough. Defense sometimes wins these type of finals, but I don't see how they were ever going to score if it wasn't for Onana. Pretty much the story of the season. We were probably the better team in the first half. Onana cost us the game. It's been a story of the season, and listen, we have a lot, and also. All hot take probably. I say this with a heavy heart. Outside Bruno Fernandes in the summer, outside him, because
what?
If you can get 150 million from Saudi, if you can get 50 million from Garnacho, that's 200 million, where you can comfortably sign 5 to 6 good players to build around the team, and we already have players like Ugarte, Lenny Yoro, Kobe Mainu, Amad Diallo, who we can also center our future around. So, what I will have to say about Amram is that I think people who are saying Amram out are idiots personally. United fans are saying at least. I refuse to sack another manager. With Ten Hag, I was never, even until the day he was sacked, I was never Ten Hag out. Simply because he had his deficiencies as a manager, but I refused to throw another manager under the bus and let these players get away with it. And I hold the same opinion with Amram. What I will say though is that I feel for Amram because I think there is a world where he gets sacked. There's also, I don't think anyone here knows this. There were some reports right before the final that back in January, when we lost to Brighton, there were reports of him. He was considering walking. He was considering resigning. So I could also see him resigning after this game. But Spurs, I give them no credit for his performance. But for the fact that he won a trophy, Fair enough. Fair enough to Son. This football season's fucking weird, man. I don't know what's up with this football season. It is like it's an anomaly. But yeah. What I will say is that the kit I'm wearing right now, it's the kit we wore when we avenged the Busby Babes in 1968, and when we won the European Cup against Benfica. If a plane crash, which killed most of our team, didn't kill us, then this certainly won't kill us. I don't know when, but eventually we'll be back. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get next to the Mats because he's a person that lives in England. So, Mats, man, I know you're not. I know you're not in London right now, but I'm sure London is going crazy. So, uh, yeah, you might want to
Well,
visit.
some of London is at least. And
Yeah,
built
well, you
out.
might want to. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know if people really care in Bristol. I don't know if people really care like that, but
I'm the one closest to Bilbao, technically.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I was briefly in a pub and it was very busy, and I even saw a few Spurs fans there. But yeah, I don't I suppose I don't have much else to say off the top of my head in regards to your question, so I'll answer whatever else you're about to ask me.
okay. So, give me your thoughts on the game. Then we'll talk about each team individually, but just give me your overall thoughts on the game itself.
Yeah, I agree with Tita Ness that Tottenham really didn't offer much in the attack. Their goal came from a decent cross and a bit of luck caused by Brennan Johnson. It's just apart from a few moments, Manchester United just looked quite flat at in the attack, and ultimately that's what's cost them. Also, I think Ruben Amorim could have did some of his could have been a bit more proactive with making his subs, and yeah, wasn't the best of finals, but well done to Spurs. And Man United have got to look at themselves this summer.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's go to Tenet Man. So Tenet Man. Well, your predictions. Is this the first time your prediction came incorrect in the final?
I mean, I still have a few bad predictions and all that. I said Austria make the Euros final and all that. So, I mean, look, the fact that Man United still made the final, I'll take that as a little W, but they didn't win it, so it's still a bit of an L. But look, I'll be honest, whether Man United were to win this or not, look, I just wanted football chaos. I just wanted, a good game and all that. Didn't really get it, but, I still enjoyed it. I was out and all that, so I just got back basically like a few minutes ago. But yeah, look, I'll be honest. Overall, the game wasn't amazing, but I think Tottenham took that one chance that, of course, Andre Onana will make the mistake of. I don't even know. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure whether Brendan Johnson or Brenda Song Johnson actually scored that goal. I thought it was probably an own goal by Luke Shaw. And the fact that Luke Shaw was probably the closest to scoring in like almost the last minutes of the game was crazy. But yeah, overall, I think Tottenham deserved it just because they knew when to defend and when to sort of attack. But look, I think overall, for Tottenham, it's all about what they can do over the summer to now build this team ready for the Champions League, because they will be a Champions League club despite finishing likely going to be 17th or 16th, or who knows. But yeah, they now need to build for the summer for that Champions League. As for Manchester United, they do have to build for probably the first time in 11 years, 10 years, that they've not played in any form of European football. which is crazy for a lot of people. The last time was the first post-Fergie era, which was the David Moyes era, that they missed out on any form of European football. So this is the second time since post-Fergie. So it's been, 10, 11 years since then. So if you want, based on Manchester United's history, this is the lowest it's ever been in the Prem era, not just from the league position, but the fact that they're also not even in Europe next season. And the fact of the matter is that I do think that players like Bruno Fernandes might actually, might leave maybe with a Saudi bid. The fact that Rasmus Højlund almost scored as well for Man United, I think he'll probably go. It seems like it's going to be a big rebuild, and whether Amorim is there or not to be that man to rebuild, who knows? Because as T10 has said, that he might. Who knows? He might resign. Maybe the board sacks him because obviously, in a way, whichever manager, whichever team loses this final, is almost. I feel like whichever manager or team loses this final, which ended up being Man United, I feel like are almost likely going to get sacked. Even though I don't think Amorim should be sacked, but just based on how everything has built up to this moment, and Man United didn't deliver, I do think there is a possibility that Amorim does get sacked or he resigns, because in a way this is a failure for Manchester United. This is the biggest failure they've had probably since the 70s, because I think they got relegated back in the 70s. So this is actually the worst we've ever seen Manchester United. I know we've seen Man United finish 8th or whatever, but the fact that they're probably going to finish, depending on Tottenham and Man United's result on the final day, Manchester United will finish on 17th, and yet we'll have a team in La Liga, either Leganes or Espanyol, getting relegated from La Liga on 40 points, and Man United probably won't even reach 40 points and finish 17th, which is crazy.
Yeah, the crazy thing is Leganes Espanyol probably could give a game to this Manchester United team.
Yeah, so crazy. I think
that's
overall, I feel like there will be some players be moved on from Manchester United because, one, the money, because now no more Champions League. I don't really think, wherever Man United finish in the league, 17, 16, 15, wherever, I don't think that really matters. It's more about that Champions League money and all that, because I think that was probably the one that, Ineos, the Jim, probably expect, maybe not Champions League, but at least some form of European football. But the fact that it's gone potentially 17th and no European football, and you lose a Europa League final to an English club as well, after beating Athletic Club 7-1 on aggregate, is crazy. So I do think there's a high possibility potentially Ruben Amorim gets sacked or resigns, because look, ultimately it's a failure. And for Tottenham, I know Charlie from No Filter FC. He's in Bilbao right now. He's probably still in the stadium. I don't know. He's definitely celebrating.
Very drunk tonight.
So for Tottenham, for them, look, I always win in my second season, mate. That's the fact that is cold now. Oh
yes,
I cannot wait. So
what's funny? I heard a lot of Spurs fans say that even if he wins, he might get sacked.
Yeah,
so
probably.
He might not even have his third season.
Yeah, probably. But
I feel like he should just stay.
What's the funny thing is that both on Sunday, the final day of the season, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur play at home. Imagine the reaction from both atmospheres. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they don't care if they lose 10-0 to Brighton away. Andrew will probably just be like, you know how he did to the Spurs fans, at some point in the season? As for Old Trafford on the final day against Aston Villa, where Aston Villa are chasing Champions League football.
There's going to be a lot of rules. I can tell you that right now.
I do not know what sort of
By the way,
atmosphere will be like at Old Trafford. But
those are my thoughts. Sorry for interrupting, but I just saw some quotes here from Ruben Amorim. It says that if the board and the fans feel I'm not the right guy, I will go tomorrow. with no compensation, but I will not quit.
Ooh. Okay, so I want to hear from Doodle, Doodle, and then we'll have the best go for last. How does that sound? So Doodle, man, as a neutral man, I'm surprised you're even here, man. Welcome, man.
So I'm gonna be honest. Maybe this might sound very premature for me, and I apologize. I don't really exactly want to discuss the game itself because I'm gonna be honest, and I will say this very, very lightly. This is the worst European final I have watched in 17 years of watching football. I have never watched a worse final than this. I'm sorry. Like it was awful.
Yeah, this one was garbage. Yeah, this one was
I
garbage.
think with all due respect, and I'm actually going to get into this, like with all due respect, I think this final showed why the two participants are 16th and 17th in their respective leagues. I think it really
Yeah,
showed. Now,
this one was tragic.
with all being said, let me say this quickly. Spurs, trophy. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a trophy. This is like something that, I guess this year it's looking like a lot of clubs are breaking their jujus, which, isn't really breeding me with confidence for the next week. But besides that, yeah. Now, for the serious matter though, when I like started watching football, right? There was like certain clubs that they were always revered, like a lot all spoken about, and one of those clubs has been Manchester United. When I started, like Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United, they won the Champions League final in Moscow in 2008 against Chelsea, and obviously they made many finals after that, and we've known they've dominated the Premier League for so long. But Manchester United, for me, they used to be like, I never supported them or anything, but they were always one of the clubs, that I've looked up to because they were like, they set the standard for English football and even for club football in general. They always had a lot of great players, and obviously with Fergie, they were able to achieve so much. But I feel like I truly believe, and I've believed this for many years, but I truly believe now, after today, I believe that after Fergie left, I feel like Manchester United as a club as a soul went with me. Because I think since then, the club has completely gone downhill, and I think it's lost its identity. And I think that's been the biggest problem with Man United for the last decade or so. It really feels like I'm looking at some of these players, right, today that play. It seems like some of them just, I'm sure they care, but it really felt like, I felt like with a mask on, because in reality, it felt like they just didn't like. It felt like just 11 individuals, 11 celebrities just being paid high, big wages, just do nothing, no reaction. Because look, I'm not saying Spurs played a great game or anything. If anything, again, as I said, this is a really, really bad final. But when you're down 1-0 in a European final, you gotta actually show some kind of an urgency, I believe, to actually trying to get back into it. And yes, Man United had some decent chances now, but at the end of the day, the whole game kind of went very quickly, and there was never a moment in the game where I thought Man United were going to score. It really felt like toothless. This felt nothing at all. Spurs didn't exactly offer much either, but again, it was all about the moment. What I'm trying to say is, I think in Manchester United have really kind of lost themselves as a football club. I think that they're just not there. They might be Man United by name, but I don't think they're Man United is by his nature. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
And it really is a shame because I've seen obviously many football clubs, many former great clubs have down periods. My club included. I've seen it. It's a really, really scary time. The scariest time I think in football for any fan is when you're supporting a club during uncertainty. When there's a sense of uncertainty and no hope, that's the scariest because you always want to be optimistic and you always want something to look forward to. Look, I think even if they won the final today, I predicted them to win, but they didn't. I think even if they won the final today, obviously this season would still be seen as pretty bad, but at least, it would have been a trophy, some kind of a consolation. But I think the fact that they lost, with all due respect, Spurs, let's be completely honest, they're not that big of a club, and they're known for not exactly Man United in a theory should never be losing a final against someone like Spurs. If it's Liverpool, if it's let's say if it's Liverpool, Barcelona, Real Madrid, okay, fair, you can say whatever. Like Spurs, I mean, you gotta that's just tough. And I think I don't know if sacking Amorim it really changes anything because I just look at this. I honestly, if I was a Man United fan or anything, I don't know if I would want even a single player from this team to stay. Like maybe one or two. Maybe Amad Diallo is pretty fun.
Yeah.
These players, I think they're gonna let the next manager down again, and then the next manager is gonna get sacked, and it's just gonna repeat again and again.
Yeah.
Not for me. I think if I'm Man United this summer, I'm probably gonna try to clear out as many players as possible because I think, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt. It might take years. Like it might take a long time to actually get back. I'm speaking from experience. I've seen this happen, so I'm gonna speak from experience. It might take years to actually go back to the top where you think it belongs. But you have to do this because otherwise, if you just stay in this cycle, you're just gonna stay in this horrific cycle, and it's not gonna fix up. And I just think that overall, it felt like there's too many average players. Like with all due respect, Mason Mount has like fallen off since that UCL final. Let's be the camp.
Yeah.
He's just fallen off. Rasmus Højlund, this guy, 70 million for him. I watched him in Serie A every single week. He's not a 70 million player. I don't know what that was about. Patrick Dorgu was like average at best left back at Lecce, and you're spending 30 million on him. That's poor. And like, look, I think that overall, Onana for me, I mean, he should be safe. Like, Onana for me, you gotta be saving that. You gotta like have some kind of a reaction. Yes, I know he kind of deflected off of Luke Shaw, but I just think the way he just reacts to it is poor. You gotta react much better. It's so bad. But what I'm trying to say is, I just think that yes, Spurs won, and technically at the end of the day, what matters is how you win. It's not about deserving or not. History only remembers the victor.
Yeah, that's true.
Overall, for Man United, this is not only like a final defeat, but this feels like it really feels like a final dagger in the club's heart. Like it feels like now it's time to just completely blow it up and just reset because this has to be
a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity, but also like it feels like now it's like this is like as low as you go. Like how lower can you really get this?
I mean, this is the worst match night in history. Not even because we're 17, it'll be 17 in the league, but because we gave Tottenham Hotspur a trophy. Even in 10 years, if we win a treble, no one will forget that ever.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll remember.
So my point overall is like I think that I mean it's seeing like I know there are people obviously going to clown on Man United now. Look, I mean it's just football nature at the end of the day, but I just think that we're now witnessing a complete downfall of what was once one of the largest football clubs in the world. We're seeing that. So and as a fan of as a fan that has gone through this period, I can tell you like it really sucks. It's really tough. But if you're able to eventually make your way out, you're gonna look back at this era. I feel like at the end of the day, maybe it was worth it. But this
you live through the lows.
Not happen unless you don't do that, and you got to get to work now as a club.
Yeah, you live through the lows and the highs. All right, so Sebastian, round us off here, and then we'll talk about Spurs. We'll have a Spurs thing. So, Sebastian, man, as my biggest Spurs fan here, tell me how does it feel?
I mean, I'm not a Spurs. I'm just a United hater, honestly.
But didn't you say your best friend supports Spurs?
What?
Yeah, didn't you? I think you said one of your close friends supports Spurs, and you want Spurs to win badly.
This final. But when they play the other team who will win the final in the UCL, then I support the other team.
Okay.
Hashtag PSG.
Okay, just give me your thoughts on this game. Just give me your thoughts on this game, man.
I mean, it's a very good game. Okay. Someone's echo, by the way. There's some echo, by the way.
Yeah.
Just someone. But yeah, I mean, the first half, good start by United. I think United came and started the game well. I thought United would score with how good they were in the first half, but it's the history of Man United, as Chiellini used to say. It's the history of the Tottenham.
You missed the coach.
I mean, United probably needed that man behind the 10. But Brennan Johnson scoring the winner. I predicted he will score in this game. Because I just have the feeling like he has been probably Spurs' best player. And then, I mean, Spurs controlled the game after the 1-0. But United, like, they are toothless up top. You can't expect Højlund. You can't expect Xerxes, Garnacho to score goals. Like, this United lacks players who can be decisive in these games.
Yes.
And Mount didn't show that. Bruno Fernandes didn't show that. Højlund definitely did not show that.
To be fair, like I don't think there's a question marks about Højlund's future, but personally, I don't think it was that bad tonight. I don't think it was that bad. Personally.
Did he come the closest to scoring for Man United as well?
Yeah, I think it was he?
Yeah.
He had a header that got cleared off the line.
By the way, that was a good clearance by Van de Ven.
That
clearance.
That's very close. Okay, so Sebastian, are you done? Before we get to comments.
I mean, fair play to Spurs, finally winning a trophy for 17 years.
Yeah. First since 2008.
Obviously, United keep not winning trophies. Happy on my end. My life is happy as soon as my rivals don't win. But yeah, United, I don't know what they need to do in the summer, but Spurs, man, this is huge because now they can actually attract players because now they have the UCL. So it would be interesting what's gonna happen with
A UCL.
No, I said they are playing in the UCL for next season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they all play for 8 games, so
I mean, well, like, I see this as a very good step for Spurs winning the Europa League because now they will play a lot of competitions next season and they need to strengthen the team. And if they don't, they're going to be in deep trouble again because you can't go a full season with such a thin squad. And yeah, for United, this is so bad for United on their part because you let Spurs win a trophy. First time since 17 years. This looks very bad.
Yes.
And yeah, like,
Can I make one more point about Man United before you go to the comments?
yeah.
I actually wanted to have a special section for them, so I just wanted to get the game thoughts. So how about we say that for the Man United?
AD, and as Ange said,
I thought we were already talking about Man United, hence why you said Spurs next.
Oh, well, I still want to have a separate stab because I still want to talk about Man United in the future. Maybe we will have a future site.
Well, this the point I have links to the match as well.
Okay.
Funny enough, Spurs have one more official trophy than Real Madrid this season, and Chelsea, and Arsenal. Just saying.
Okay, well, Chelsea. Well, we don't know about Chelsea yet. So.
And don't Real Madrid have like 2 trophies, AD?
We're not gonna count the Super Cups, by the way.
Okay. So let's go to Matt's man. What's your thoughts, Matt?
I think that final summed up the problems Man United had in that second half of the season, conceding a goal that involved Onana or one of the defenders, and not being good enough in the attack.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
well, it's not really related to the game, but I'll never be able to escape this. Even if I turn off social media for the whole summer, I literally fucking live in Australia right now. Literally, anytime someone says the word mate to me, I'll be looking at them like a zombie.
Okay. So guys, let's go to the comments and then we'll go to Spurs, man. All right. So Spurs trophy. Man United. Hold that. Hello. I saw it coming. Exact final Tottenham to win. First half Tottenham were better. Second half just defended.
That Ange quote is gonna be like an all timer though. That
Yeah.
Quote.
By the way, I disagree. I think we were better in the first half.
Richarlison posed a nice threat and benches Tom was the right move. Yeah. It was the right move. Tottenham mostly defending for the first half, though. If I'm not mistaken, Luke
Yeah.
Shaw basically forced it in. Yeah, Luke Shaw was also at fault too.
No, Luke Shaw, but bro, Onana, it looked like he was trying to dodge a bullet.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Onana was also bad, but it wasn't just Onana.
And also for the whole game, if you looked at it, every time a cross went in, it always looked dangerous because of Onana.
Yeah. All the mistakes by United first half, Euro and Shaw.
I thought Euro was good.
Defensive masterclass respect. The Spurs deserve to win a trophy. Like I said, and also this is another thing I hate. It doesn't matter whether you deserve or not. It's either you do it or not.
Yeah.
So,
Finals, especially,
yeah.
are just about
Yeah.
moments. As I said, nobody remembers losers for how much you don't.
Yeah, so don't give me the word like deserve or it doesn't, bro. It doesn't matter. Just win or lose. You know.
Like if your club is in a final and you win in the most scummiest way, you have every right to celebrate as shamelessly as you want. Trust me.
Yeah. Well done to Brendan Johnson for scoring that goal.
Me and Kai. Oh, funny. That's going to be great. I love that.
Defensive wins the championship. I expected more from United, of course. What's up? Mazraoui was man of the match.
I'd say Dogu. I thought he was good.
Yeah, sure. United no threat in the last minutes. You can tell easily from the first half, Tottenham were better at football. And United only had chance, not much threat.
I disagree. That'll be better in the first half.
Honestly, it was maybe like Ancelotti. Stay forever at the subs. Low. All right. Spurs, lucky man, shut up, low. Yeah, by the way, I did a poll so vote in the poll. Let's see what that is.
And bear in mind that FB7's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Imagine being a Chelsea fan. Just say.
They got their own final to focus on.
Oh yeah, Anthony, avenge us.
Well lost 7 to give United break. At this point, just made the premise.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, this is actually a good point. You have to acknowledge this. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
I mean, yeah, United did smash Bilbao, but it's not to say they will smash every La Liga team.
Yeah, but like Leganes is a bit too far. That was a bit far.
Well, I'm just saying this is
the spicy Leganes. The spicy Leganes.
They did beat us and Atletico Madrid. So
yeah, respect Leganes, man.
I think in a one-up game they may it wouldn't surprise me. Let me put it this way. Now United should win, but it wouldn't surprise me Leganes win. Let me put it that way.
You know what? Leganes played this final and they win.
Anybody can be Atletico Madrid. That's why they mentioned that. Yeah, Atletico the stretch man too.
Quick question to T10S. If Bayenda was in goal, do Man United concede?
I don't think so. Because the thing with Bayenda is that he's a big goalkeeper. He's very big. So there's more he can make himself because in that instance, Bayenda doesn't even need to come for the crowd. I think if he just kind of spreads his body around the goal, I think he manages to get a hand on it because he's just a big goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's the stretch man do a low.
I agree.
It's also a reasonable choice.
No, I'm sorry. This European final was bad. It was horrible, man. It was.
I mean, yeah, the only good European final we've seen, Chelsea United. All others have been shite.
Yeah, that's what I said. I even said before, I'm not looking forward to the European final. It was basically a relegation.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would be this. I mean, I thought it was.
Yeah.
But this is this is ultra bad. This is awful bad.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This European final was bad. I'm sorry.
And the thing is, I'm gonna be honest. While I want to give Spurs, their flowers, obviously, winning the trophy or not. I was their trophy drop and everything. But I'm gonna be honest. Play like this in the Champions League, and they're gonna get kicked out from.
Yeah, they're gonna get sacrificed.
One something which is worth noting is that if you win the Europa League, you do get more favorable matchups in the Champions League next season.
True, yeah, because of the pot one, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, don't be pot 3.
No, it changed. It's changed now. They don't.
Oh, it changed. Never mind. Then everything I said.
Yeah, Europa League winners doesn't automatically go.
I don't think this game was terrible, as you guys say it is.
I think
it was
neutral. It was horrible for neutral.
It wasn't that bad.
I mean, it was bad.
I disagree.
I think if it went to extra time, it would have been better.
Well, yeah, that's hypothetical.
To be honest, I was waiting for who do you call it? Maguire. Remember when Modric delivered that ball to Sergio Ramos for the La Justice?
Nah. I have PTSD of Maguire headers. I can't.
Well, I actually thought there
Stop.
was
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Let's
Oh,
go to the
yeah.
comments.
By the way, can I say as well? You know the saddest part is, apart from this final, I love this run. Like what we did against Leon, how we
Leon is garbage. by
all
the way.
those all
Garbage.
those moments are like invalid because of the final.
Yeah. Nobody remembers now. You still
Yeah.
35 teams every year. I like this guy. I respect Atletico Madrid, man. I'm not staying for Atletico disrespect.
You know what? Barca doesn't count because they can't win.
United will be back in the 2030s. For New European
No.
football next year.
24.
There is another all English final. I'll say that wasn't bad. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Even though it got one-sided, Chelsea were good to watch in that game, and it was competitive at times.
We saw
Yeah,
goals.
It's kind
And
of
it was
like
Europa
a
League final.
in a sense because last year's final.
Which final?
You saw.
Yeah, it did.
Which final?
Got a lot
Chelsea
of
goal.
Last year's final was pretty good as well, I think, because you saw
Liverpool and City.
Atalanta mold like
Yeah.
invincible level prison side. That was pretty fun.
So I guess the two good all English finals we've also have been were Man United versus Chelsea and Chelsea versus Arsenal.
That was a good final. I can't.
Yeah, Man United Chelsea the best one. Like I don't want to hear anyone say.
Oh yeah, that's the best one. And then
I'm gonna say this final
Chelsea
was
versus Arsenal's hands down second.
Is it time? Is it time to? Because Man United lost to Spurs in the final. Is it time? Is it time to revoke their big club status now?
No,
No,
No.
you can't.
Why? Why?
By the way, can I
Why?
just say,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Man United finishing 17th, more trophies than Arsenal, back-to-back title challenges.
Facts. Spurs also, by the way.
Yeah, Ahmed had a good chance in the first half, but he kind of experienced second. You better get better next year. I beat your Europa League final prediction, and I was close to UCL final that you said Juventus.
But Juventus wasn't even close. What you mean?
Oh, by the way,
Juventus to the top.
by the way,
And 10 is drunk, man. 10 was drunk, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, next season, he predict Newcastle to make the fucking final. I promise you he will.
It was like Newcastle.
By the way, I forgot to mention. I think I forgot to mention. I think Matt would be aware of this as well. 8 teams from the Premier League will be getting European football next season.
9, right? We're 8.
And PSG will destroy everyone. Okay, there.
Except
Okay.
No one asked.
Okay, Matt. Where's Bristol Rovers?
Let's stay on topic.
Okay.
Mm.
And I said, okay, so Tenedai, Tenedai, thoughts on this before we move?
You better get better next year. I beat you in Europa League final prediction, and I got closer to the UCL final than you said. I said Inter would win.
He said Inter.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about my club right now, please. Yeah. Let's
You know what? Next year,
And that's a dub for me.
next
Yeah,
season.
it was like keep my club name out your mouth.
Oh my god! Wait.
I'm just gonna say next season, fuck it. Newcastle making the quarterfinals of the UCL. I said it.
Okay.
By
I'd like to see that.
That's not even that out of a prediction, though, honestly.
the way, I forgot
Okay.
to mention this. I forgot to mention next season Super Cup will be Inter or PSG against Spurs. That'd be a crap.
We'll
Super
be there.
Cup.
We'll be there. Allez Paris.
Okay. Let's stay on something. Arsenal 0. Arsenal fans.
That's last time an English team won a Champions League, it was in Turkey.
Wow.
Wow. Wait, what? Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I never sneak things in, by the way.
We're not gonna. We'll discuss the Champions League final. I'll do my video this weekend. So
Pray for him.
Champions League final now, please.
Forza
It
Pesce.
was great. Okay. I'm sorry. I knew this final wouldn't be great because we have both teams that are like literally the bottom half of the Premier League. So
I think I don't think this final was as bad.
I disagree.
I don't know what game you were watching, but okay.
I don't know what game you were watching, but you probably watched some random Tunisian
Okay,
game.
guys. Let's move on from this, guys. Let's talk about.
I'm interested to hear your justification, though.
Yeah.
Let me.
Okay, guys. We gotta talk about this man, guys. So
Ange Martinez.
Okay, so guys, I said in my video, guys, and I got some. I said some interesting takes, and some people disagreed with me. I said that if Ange Postecoglou wins the Europa League, he's better than Pochettino for Spurs. And people said, "No, you're smoking crack. Why are you saying this?" Like that's just legacy. Now, overall as a manager, I still think Poch is a better overall manager.
Not even close.
Yeah, so like obviously,
I think Poch is massively overrated.
no, but in terms of just for Spurs, We got Postecoglou is better. I mean, am I wrong for
He
saying
won a
this?
trophy. A trophy, like
It's who he is, mate.
okay, but Poch, second place. I mean, that's the thing, though. Like at the end of the day, did he win a trophy or not? No. Okay, so yeah, Ange won a trophy, and there you go.
Yes.
Both of them
So
made finals. One of them won it.
Yeah, and for me,
I'll say this. Ange does have the trophy over Pochettino, but Pochettino's has been better for Spurs in every other aspect.
Yeah, but what matters the most? Trophy, right? The trophy's like I think for me, for a club like Spurs especially, I think it just weighs a bit more. Personally, that's how I see it.
Yeah. Although you can also, I'll also say Pochettino got us Spurs into Champions Leagues on a consistent basis.
Well, yeah, but
Actually, now in 2 seasons, Ange has got Spurs into the Champions League 50% now. 1 season and 2.
And Chelsea still haven't qualified.
Okay, we'll say about Chelsea. Let's just keep on Ange Postecoglou. But the thing I'm saying here is, guys, he won a trophy at Spurs. And you know what's crazy, guys? I said at the beginning of the season that Spurs would win a trophy. I did say it. I'm not joking when I say this, guys. I didn't predict them to win the Europa.
Yeah, he's right.
So you got to give me some credit there, guys. Partial credit, not full credit. But
I predict the Spurs to win this trophy, actually. Against Bilbao.
Where's your receipts?
No, I actually did. You can ask many people in this world.
So my point here I'm making here is that Ange Postecoglou, he's done a fantastic. He's won a trophy at Spurs. Not even Pochettino has done that. And you know what's also interesting? Conte didn't even win a trophy at Spurs. Conte. And for me,
It shows. No.
Jose, 3 days before.
Jose Mourinho as well.
AD, it shows. You don't need to have a world-class manager to win a trophy.
Yeah, you don't. No, not always. No.
And she's not world-class.
It's just about getting the night.
Decent.
Yeah,
he's decent.
Yeah.
And Ange hasn't lost a final, by the way, in his career.
Okay. Now there's gonna be another topic, and this one may be controversial, so be prepared, guys. So let me get my image up. Let's see if we can get the image up. So let's talk about this, guys. Where is it?
There's another thing on Ange Postecoglou. Now that he's won this Europa League but also considering the rest of the season, Spurs are sort of in a Ten Hag Van Gaal situation in terms of whether they keep him next season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I need that Ange ball against.
But here's the thing, though, guys.
Maybe
here's the thing, But here's the thing, guys. Europa League is bigger than FA Cup and Carabao Cup, right?
Yes.
We're all agreement here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, except when Newcastle win. I'm kidding.
Oh my!
Wow.
This guy's so shameless, man.
That's shameless.
Just because he said that, I could say Swedish Cup is more important for me than Europa League.
But one point which I think does need to be pointed out: when Van Gaal won the FA Cup, he was 5th. When Ten Hag won the FA Cup, he was 8th. Postecoglou was 17th. Right now.
No, AD, it's who he is, mate. Who he is.
So, guys, are we saying he's the best manager in recent years? Postecoglou.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, he won a trophy. So
yes.
Like, don't get me wrong, the league campaign is shit. But
In
like,
terms of legacy, yes, but as a manager, I think he's bang average.
yeah, as a manager,
agreed.
Legacy.
Legacy, guys. I'm just asking just purely legacy.
Yeah, legacy. Yes.
Purely legacy.
Better than Arteta, by the way. Better than
Okay,
Arteta.
now this is going to be
Of course.
controversial, and I know Matt's is probably going to get offended when I say this, but we have to discuss about this, guys. So, guys, it happened, guys. Let me see if I can get this image here.
I mean, he always gets offended. But
Okay, guys. So, with Son winning this trophy
Yes.
at Spurs
Yes.
with the Europa League,
Yes.
Harry Kane winning the Bundesliga. It's kind of fitting. Both of them won a trophy, the first trophies, the same season. That's kind of fitting.
In the same
I have
month.
to say. But now
it's-
I have a question for you guys.
Oh no, I know what's coming.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Bigger than
What's
Kane.
happening?
Please go there.
Okay, any guesses what I'm going to ask?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
Oh, Legend of Kane. Oh God, no.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So Matt, I want you to answer. I want you to go first, actually, since you're English. So, who is the bigger legend at Spurs?
I knew he was gonna say.
I guess Son, although he didn't have the best of season.
Okay. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to Son and Kane, I think Son is probably a bigger legend in Spurs. But as an overall player, I still think Kane is probably better. I'll probably agree with that.
Oh, yeah, no question.
I actually.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you actually disagree to it all?
I disagree.
Yeah, same.
Here's why I disagree.
Same, I disagree.
Because, like, yes, Son is probably a legend now at Spurs because of this, but I'm gonna be honest, right? Son just kind of today, I mean, honestly, in a way, it kind of gives me vibes of when Ronaldo won the Euros with Portugal, like on the side. Like, kind of obviously that was different because he got injured in the final. But like, I'm gonna be honest. I think that Harry Kane, yes, he didn't win anything, but like, he's Spurs' all-time top scorer, right, or second, like one of them, like either there, like. You can't just. I think for me, I'm sorry, but like even if you didn't win anything, I'm sorry. Like I don't think I can put Son. You know, I don't think I can say Son is a bigger legend personally.
Kane won about 3 to 5 golden boots in his time.
Could I ask you,
Also,
what did
Son,
Kane do?
this is probably his worst season at Spurs as well.
I mean, Spurs fans have actively said that Son should have left the club, like last year.
But
The only reason he stayed at the club is because of the amount of PR he has and the amount of PR Spurs have.
I mean, they also have like a big Korean viewership.
Yeah,
Sure because of this. Like, it's all.
That's the only reason he stayed, not because of his ability as a player.
Okay. Okay. Can we agree that these two are the top two?
Obviously, yeah. Who else is there?
Yeah.
Wait, top 2 in terms of what?
Spurs legends, or
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
Gary Lineker, Jurgen Klinsmann. Actually, maybe not Jurgen Klinsmann, but Gary Lineker for definite.
There is a few actually. There is a few actually.
Okay. I mean, post 2010s. I mean that.
Yeah, there's a few. Hugo Lloris, Vertonghen.
Oh God.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Huh?
who?
Huh?
Yeah,
You say Lloris?
Lloris. I said Lloris, Vertonghen,
What?
Alderweireld.
I'm unsure.
Okay. So let's go around the room, guys. So let's see. But here's the thing, guys. I think we all have to agree with this. Winning Europa League as Spurs is harder than winning the Bundesliga with Bayern. We can agree.
Yeah,
on that, right?
obviously, but like I mean, yeah, but we're not. But why are we bringing Bayern into this though? That's
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like Kane was also Kane was the star player for winning the Bundesliga, while Son was the passenger for this whole tournament.
Yeah.
AD, what if Spurs play Bayern Munich in the UCL in the opening game for them, and then Spurs win with a Son dagger?
Son was his game.
And also, here's another thing. We guys forgetting this. When Spurs made the Champions League finals 2019,
Yeah.
Son had a bigger part than Kane, and they're not gonna say.
That's because he was injured.
Yeah, but I still personally think Kane's a bigger legend for Spurs.
The only reason that was the case was because he was injured.
Yeah, Kane was injured. To be fair, he was injured.
So you can't even say that.
Yeah. Okay. I guess you guys have him there.
Like Kane missed. I'm pretty sure Kane missed the quarterfinals.
Also, by the way, if we're talking about Spurs,
He missed the semi-finals for sure.
By the way, if we're talking about Spurs legends, one player I will say, I think one player, I would even go as far as to say way more talented than Harry Kane. I don't know how he should have become Spurs' best ever player, Dele Alli. He should have been something special.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
Okay, so
Best player I've seen at Spurs, if we're not counting Modric, Gareth Bale.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Bale is up there. Bale is up there.
Wait. Who stayed more years at Spurs, Kane or Son?
Son.
Well, by technicality,
actually, are we counting Kane's loan spells out? Because he was loaned out many times, right? Like,
what year did Son join Tottenham?
Child, practically.
Yeah, let me
Well,
check.
actually, no, I guess Kane. I'm pretty sure he was in the academy. So yeah, I guess Kane.
Never mind. Then it's Kane because Son came from the Bundesliga.
But if you want to say professional years, it's Son. But
okay, fair enough.
But I don't care what anyone says. Son is just. I mean, he's so loyal, man. We don't have loyalty in football anymore. Like, it's sad.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that Spurs they find it hard to let go of their best players.
I mean, Son wants to stay, by the way. Son want to stay back.
You know when they sold Harry Kane for around like 100 million or whatever, I think they bought Brendan Johnson with that
And
money.
Richarlison.
And guess who scored?
Brennan Johnson.
Brennan Johnson.
Money.
Okay.
So, to be honest, I think Harry Kane actually did help this final by being sold.
In a way.
I mean, he has a point. He has a point.
Okay.
But
So,
if
okay. So
if-
guys.
What if they never
guys.
sold Kane? What if they never sold Kane?
Okay.
But
So okay.
for
Let's.
now,
Okay.
sold.
Yeah. Okay. Go. So let's go around the room. So I'm still gonna go Son, but this is close. This is close to be fair. Kane is definitely really good. Okay. So T-Dance, you're going with Kane, right?
Yep.
Sebastian, who are you going with?
I mean, I'm going for a Son, by the way.
Okay. Doodle Man, you're going with
Kane.
Kane, right?
I'm going Kane.
Tenor Dynamite, who are you going with?
I mean, this is kind of like similar to like for Spurs, it's like Son or Kane. For Newcastle, it's Alan Shearer or Alexander Isak.
Wow. So shameless.
I'd actually say Son.
Isak is not a Newcastle legend.
Okay.
Won a trophy, mate.
Me, una trophy. Shush.
AC Milan, where are you? Oh,
He's an Oiko legend, by the way. Just saying.
Okay. So Tenor, why are you going with Son, by the way? Why are you going with Son, by the way?
it's Son.
If
It's
you don't
Son.
mind me asking.
It has to be Son.
No,
Won a trophy.
this era, since
I-
Son have
It's
joined,
but
Okay.
since
Okay. So Matt, who are you going with? Okay, so you're going with Kane. So we have a
no, I'm
time
doing
at it.
Son. No, I'm doing Son. I'm going Son.
yeah, Kane.
I went for Son, by the way.
I'm saying Kane simply because I think he's contributed to Tottenham more than Son.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For those who are not saying Son, are we guys putting Son second?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know Tottenham's history that well, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no one else. So yeah.
I'm gonna take Matt's
Wow.
word and say that maybe Gary Lineker, I guess, suppose.
I mean, you know what? You know what's weird and funny? My United fans actually make fun of Spurs when they just lost to them in the final. Just saying.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, for having no legends when they just lost to Spurs in the final.
Okay. So guys, I mean, it's just
Post 2010, I would say Kane, Bale, Son in that order.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think I rate Son higher than Kane, but it's just me.
Okay.
I always have
Guys,
to trophy.
Okay. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and read some of your guys' comments, and then we're gonna have a Man United discussion. The future we have to discuss about that.
Oh.
I mean, I think Son is the second best left winger of this Premier behind Hazard.
Guys. Also, another question for you guys. Side note here: Does this Europa League make Son the best Asian player of all time? Because I've seen some people.
No.
But he is. No matter what he is.
Best
I
Asian
feel like you got-
player of all time.
I feel like you gotta do it with the national team, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's a. But also, Jason Park also never won a trophy with us.
I mean, there's an
That's
account.
a good debate for the future,
He's
but
not
I feel like we're forgetting many because I know Asia has had many good players in it.
Is there any Bangladesh icons? Aiden?
Academy as well.
Sebastian,
But hey, don't mention that guy, please. Not
What?
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
The best Bangladeshi player isn't even a Bangladesh.
okay.
Oh my God, Chelsea
Okay,
was
okay. Okay, guys, let's just take on Son. Okay, guys, let's take on Son.
Now that I think about it, could be someone like Tim Cahill.
Yeah.
I mean, do we count Australia though as
I mean,
Asian?
AFC.
Not
Yeah.
really. It shouldn't.
Nah, I don't count, man. No, I personally don't count it. Like, I think that's like.
Then I could
Guys.
say maybe Kiso Honda, probably.
Kaseko Honda. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He was a
It
baller.
was fantastic, but not
Yeah,
very.
I had him in
Won
my
an
head.
Asian Cup, so I have
I think
to-
for me, I go with Park Ji-sung just because
Yeah.
he's the only Asian player to win Champions League.
AD, I'm gonna trigger myself by saying this, but Son is a better legend than Sanchez.
Sanchez. Who's Sanchez?
Yes, Alexis Sanchez.
Oh,
Son
Alexis.
is a better legend.
I
Alexis-
wouldn't agree with that.
No, I think Alexis. He was like one of the best players in the Premier League for like.
Yeah, I don't know if I
2
agree with that.
and
Yeah,
won
yeah.
2 trophies. So
Okay.
with Chile. So,
Okay, so guys,
Yeah.
I think if Son wins the Asian Cup, I think we have to put him as like
Sure, yeah, sure.
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I think he's in debate, but
But the
again,
thing is,
I have to check.
but there's
80,
the-
if he wins a Euro trophy with the national team, has he surpassed Hazard?
Hazard, what?
Whoa. Okay, no.
Okay.
No, we have to have that combo if he does.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, wait,
Okay,
wait. Does the Asian Games count?
No.
Again, with the Asian-
Are we
Asian Cup.
really comparing South Korea in Asia to Belgium in Europe?
Belgium, oh god.
I didn't
Oh,
say, I didn't say that.
Oh wait, I've just thought of another international award Son has. He got a bronze medal in London 2012.
Okay.
Oh
Okay, guys.
my!
He has to win. He has to win. Okay, so if Son wins either the Asian Cup or the Champions League, that might put him
Sure.
as best of all time.
Sure.
Maybe.
Uh,
But I think
I don't
Also,
think
providing he
you want-
contributes.
you don't want
I
to
think
count.
that's
Yeah,
so
he also
like-
imagine he does that, but he's like a bench warmer. Like, are we counting?
Yeah.
that?
This is the thing. I
Yeah.
think Son
That's kind of what he did now, though. That's kind of what he did in this. Like,
Yep.
No, it has to be Park Ji-sung. No,
I think
Or
Son
not,
is
yeah, maybe.
it has
I
to
think-
be Park.
And any Philippines any Philippines legends, you know?
Yeah, there's one at Barcelona, Paulinho Alcantara. Just so you know, AD should know.
Who?
Right?
Neil Average.
Oh my
No,
god!
not him.
Okay, guys. So let's go around the room. So I'm going Park Ji-sung.
I'm Gonzon.
Okay. TJ, who are you going for?
Sunil Chetri, just kidding.
Uh,
I
Jesus
might as
God.
well say so.
Okay. Sebastian, you're going Son, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Doodle, who are you going for, man?
I'm going with Park Ji-sung as well.
Okay. Tendai, who are you going for?
Without international glory, it's Park. With international glory, I say Kisa Konda.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's a good one.
Ability, Honda, legacy, Park Ji-sung.
Yeah.
All right.
First.
All right, guys. Now we have now it's time for the main thing. Actually, let's go to the comments and then we'll have the main discussion.
The meal, the buffet.
Okay.
You mean the
Okay.
dessert?
Stop that agenda 80. What do you mean it's
I mean,
agenda?
he has some agendas, by the way. Just I'm not gonna expose your ID. I'm not gonna expose your ID, but you have some agendas.
To be honest, everyone has agendas. Let's be honest.
Okay, it's a good thing YSK is not on this channel because I'll be finished. Anyways, let's move on. After 7 games, Puka, what do you think he should stay? Ooh. I respect your opinion, whatever you say. Ash, I respect your opinion, whatever you say. I said before.
Oh yeah, Pookie is a Spurs fan, by the way.
Stop this positive.
Who?
Stuff. Okay, I know.
Okay.
Poch did great. Like I think in terms of tactical style, I think Spurs played really good under Poch. I'll give you that.
But I think people will remember the fact that they won the Europa League more than the fact that they
Respect-
got to a Champions
I
League.
agree.
Respect Poch,
And
people.
also, guys, let's be real, guys. Spurs got lucky to make that Champions League final.
Yeah, they were.
They got lucky.
They were very lucky.
I don't want to say lucky because at the end of the day, you gotta get there. But
No, but
They-
the handball on Llorente for that City goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
And the
technically
offside
up
and
on the short upper arm, which technically counts. But like, yeah, I guess in a way, like it's like
Okay, but
I would
the
say
point,
though, in how
do you know
many?
who-
I will say though, in how many tries does in how many if we took if we applied a probability to this, like how many times does Lucas Moura score that hat trick? Probably like once out of
and
20
it's not even just
You
that.
know what's the
Remember,
funny thing is that Andre Onana was in goal in that game.
Of course,
Oh,
he
yeah, I
was.
was about to say he contributed to
Wanna hear something?
Tottenham's luck to that final. He
Oh,
wasted
okay.
time in that
No.
Spurs time for Mora
Okay.
to score that third goal.
but
He
guys,
never
you
won
also forget this.
finals.
But guys, you also forget this, guys. Remember, Sterling almost scored the hat trick. He was offside at the very end. It was very tight in the end. Do you guys remember Pep falls to the floor? Spurs were almost 1 minute away from
I will
literally
say
getting
though, I
knocked out.
think everyone literally knew Liverpool was going to win the final. I think Spurs fans knew it.
So-
Onana's European final is kind of crazy. He lost 2017 against Man United with Ajax. He lost
Oh, yeah?
against City with Inter, and then he lost now with United. So he had lost 3 finals in a row, European.
Okay. Okay. So, but what I'm saying here is that I feel like T10 is right. I think that trophies are bread and butter. Like it's specialty. Trophies are important. You know.
I mean, whoever signs Onana don't make the UCL final. Otherwise, you're gonna lose.
Bro, what are you talking about UCL? He's going to Saudi. He has to go to Saudi. It's not an option.
True. No, I said the UCL. So.
All right. What are the second rehire straight away?
UCL.
What? Does this count their first season next season? Second. Supposed to be the great Real Madrid, biggest trophy ever, if you ask me.
He beat Real Madrid? When? Oh yeah, in the group.
Oh yeah, but that was like a group stage game, man. Like
group stage, man. Group stage. But man, I mean, Poch led Tottenham to UCLs, which is easily more valuable than UELs.
Oh, see, this is the thing.
I would agree with this.
Comment about this, please. Can I make a comment about this? Because this is actually a thing I've been seeing my club's fans like right on this, right? Look, I'm gonna say this right now. If you get to the final but you don't win it, that is not worth more than a trophy. I don't care what financial revenue you can bring. Like, I don't care if you like. I'm not an accountant. I'm not in business, so I don't care how much you want to talk. I don't care if you bring up the calculator and be like, oh yeah, if you make a final, you know, X, Y, and Z, you know, this is how much more money it is more than to win a Scudetto or to win a UEL. What's more important is the trophy. So if you get to the UCL final, that's great. But like, if you don't win it, do you rather that or do you rather win the Europa League? Like, man, like, it's just.
No, if you make the UCL final, you need to win it.
Yeah,
yeah, like for me, like I'm sorry, I'd rather win the Europa League than lose the Champions League final.
Yeah,
saying.
Same with league title. Like this is the thing. I don't know why our fans have been like running this. Like you know how it's like I rather I rather like make the UCL final and lose than win the Scudetto. Like no, hell no, you don't rather that. Stop that. Like, and it's same with this. Like no.
Yeah, that is true. That is a good point. Tottenham were consistently getting Champions League football.
Yes, but did they win?
That's what I said.
Yeah, they were, but they didn't win. So you know,
and it'd be hard for them to win.
I think this is the core problem. I've seen this a lot with Spurs fans, and I don't want to dig too much at Tottenham because my club lost to them, so that's fair enough. But Spurs fans in general, I feel like with most of our teams, yeah, maybe not an item because Newcastle, all due respect, but I think with most of our clubs here, I think when we're in the Champions League, we think of competing. We think of actually winning it. I feel like Spurs are a club which they're just happy to be there. They don't ever think of actually winning it.
Yeah.
Nah, they were thinking about.
I can remember last decade. I was a Man United fan with like good knowledge, and he said that Spurs tend to qualify for the champ. I mean, before he got to the final, it was the case that Spurs tend to qualify for the Champions League, not care so much about it, and focus on qualifying for the following season's Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, oh my God, and also, this is a bit of a long time ago, but I will never forgive Spurs fans for wanting to purposely lose to Man City and not get Champions League football just so Arsenal couldn't win the Premier League.
Man, that was shameless. I'll be honest, personal offense, riding Spurs like that was also shameless, man.
I will do that tomorrow.
Like, at that point, you're not a Spurs fan, you're just an Arsenal hater.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if I was in that situation, I would win it. I don't want my rival to win.
Okay. So every time said it'd be hard for them with the Europa League if they made the UCL round 16 consistently. I mean, yeah, that is true. But at the same time, as I said, man, you gotta win it. You gotta win it. You know, you had your one opportunity 2019. That was it.
That will never happen again. It will
That'll never happen again. I don't know if we're ever gonna see Spurs reach another Champions League final. At least in our lifetimes. Like this is why you gotta like when you're in the final, even if you're the underdog, look, it's gonna suck. Maybe obviously the favorite's gonna win, but like especially.
This is why I wanted my team to win so badly today. I don't know what's next time I'm going to play in a final. I have no idea. It could be 5 years, could be next season.
That's how I feel exactly for my team's upcoming final.
Especially a European final.
Yeah. You never know.
Yes, I agree. Let's see what you already. Don't even go there. He's not, man. We also won he won the Europa League 2019. Oh, we talking about the Son Kane thing. The only thing about 2018, 2019 is our last season cup. We got top 4.
Man, he just said he didn't care that they won the Europa League. Like, man, like if Inter won the Europa League in 2020, I would have still been.
Like if Chelsea wins that, like Chelsea fans are annoying, honestly.
Okay. So, yeah, let me do a poll. Actually, who's a bigger legend, Kane or Son? Let's do this. Okay. Let's have this debate.
I really hope there's no recency bias, though. I'm really, really hoping that there will be because it's football. But like,
most people are biased in this world now.
Yeah,
Kane had 30 plus goals season, especially 28, 17, 18. He scored 30. This was crucial as they made the UCL final. Kane's loyal, bro. He should have left long ago. Or was
Yeah.
say his game. Go reverse saldo. Well, Brooke Brickers with trophy. Whatever, long.
Oh, can I just say as well, Kane dodged a freaking bullet because he could have gone to United as well. That's how he went to Bayern, but he dodged the bullet.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah.
I love how this season Spurs win more big trophies than Real Madrid.
That's funny.
Hazard is the Burger King goat, by the way.
All right. All right.
Let's
Shout out to
not
Eurotero.
praise Burger King.
Okay, guys, let's stay on topic. Shout out to Eurotero, man, for becoming a member, guys. Remember, guys, to become a member of the channel, access to members' videos and member streams. Allows you members' videos and exclusive member emojis, too. So, and you got early access to the videos. Definitely. All right. So, now let's discuss United. So,
Here we go.
do we have to pay respect to Mourinho, guys?
I mean, yeah. Like, well, what is this?
Now, this-
What is this?
That's United fans right now. No,
Nah.
look, it's menu, it's Garnacho, it's wait,
Bruno-
the orange is Bruno Fernandes,
Yeah,
and the blue one, I don't know who that is.
it's Casemiro, I think.
Oh,
probably.
Casemiro, yeah.
Yeah, the hair.
I wanted to troll Pookie by saying one of them is he, but too far.
Okay, guys. So, guys, we have to we have to respect Mourinho because what Mourinho did is win a Europa League.
Biggest achievement.
So we can look at Amorim, we can look at Ten Hag, we can look at Ollie, and they haven't done it.
AD, if that's an image, AD, you can send it to me on Discord, by the way. I need
I don't
that.
have that image. Ask him to send it to you. But yeah, I
no,
mean, what I'm
no.
saying here, we have to respect.
You
Mourinho,
could
guys.
copy and paste it to him.
Okay, guys. Guys, do you guys think Mourinho is disrespected by United fans?
I will say out of all the managers we let go, he is the one I regret letting go. Because
He's the special one.
yeah, he finished with 81 points with the likes of Jones, Rojo, and Smalling at the back, won us trophies, and he normally 81 points is enough to go for a league to challenge for a title, but that season Man City did they were the Centurions 100 points, so we rewarded him with 81 points by signing Diogo Dalot and Fred when he wanted Harry Maguire, who would have been a good signing in his system. And Ivan Perisic at that time was one of the best wingers in the world. And the Glazers didn't sign him for 5 million difference between Inter Milan and Valverde.
Yeah, I remember that so well. I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah.
There was another defender as well that Mourinho wanted.
And guys,
The name doesn't quite come to me yet.
And let's be real. As bad as this United team is on paper, that United team 2017 is worse, right?
No.
And-
I don't think-
Nah, that United.
Nah, that's too far because that United team had. It's still like,
Zlatan,
yeah, it had some.
Zlatan, but
De Gea.
question.
Mickey.
Bro, we had
So-
prime De Gea
Yeah, De
and
Gea.
Pogba,
Yeah.
Herrera.
No, I would say that team was
I
better.
mean, Rooney was
Wait.
past his best, but he's still better than Mason Mount.
as well.
No,
And I'm sorry.
No,
And I'm sorry,
Zlatan alone, he'll destroy this team.
Honestly, I
And
hate him, but Lukaku was better than like.
And maybe
before him.
and maybe this is a hot take, but 2017, I'll take Michael Carrick over Casemiro.
Fair enough.
What?
Bro,
You know,
Casemiro is washed.
I
Leave
agree.
the football before the football leaves you, as Jamie Carragher.
Casemiro
Oh,
was
also-
printed in Arabic.
I don't know
And
why.
also,
I don't know why that's surprising. I don't know if you'd agree with me, Max, but Michael Carrick is one of the most underrated midfielders of the past 2 decades. I don't know why people.
Yeah.
He's not saying.
I would probably thought of them as
He's not
about
saying all
the
time.
same.
And also, you know what's really interesting, guys? So you're saying you would rather have the 2017 over this current team?
Yep.
That's not a hot take.
I
at
mean,
all.
I might change a
That's
few
not all.
positions, but
One-
for the most
That's
part, the 2017.
Won two
One thing
trophies.
you have to keep in mind, that team was built from failed signings from Van Gaal and Moyes. This team, we have Luke Shaw still, who's from the Van Gaal era. We still have players from the Van Gaal era in this team.
Yes.
Sums
And
it
you
up.
know
You
what's
have
also-
Johnny Evans in the team still. Like,
Johnny-
And you know,
this is
and you know what's
fucking
interesting, guys?
crazy, man.
I remember a few weeks ago, I even asked you this question. If United lose this final, this would be worse than Villarreal. And you
Way
said on
worse.
record on that stream. Yes. And do you still stand by that, by the way, or no, you disagree?
Of course. I mean, in that final, at least Cavani scored, and there was at least some reason to be hyped. But
Oh, big up
today,
Cavani, man.
but today, I feel like it was so difficult to watch in the second half because I like that thought of us losing kept on popping into my head. But then, like in the 50th minute, I was like, no, come on, I have to stay positive. I have to back my team. 60th minute, it was like a tug of war between positivity and negativity. And as it entered the 80th minute, end of close to the 90th minute, the negativity went.
Yeah, honestly, I honestly, even after the stress, I had to feel like I just couldn't trust Spurs. I saw the Lyon game with my eyes. Like I knew
Yeah,
United
exactly.
could do a comeback. Like if there was a possibility, Fergie time lives.
Like, bro,
there
I
was
saw a
hope
kid
in the bottom.
crying. I saw a kid crying and was like, okay, there's hope. A kid's crying, so there's hope. It's like,
I
be
saw
honest.
that. I knew Spurs will win the final.
Honestly, when it got 7 minutes, like when it was like at a minute 7, I was
Yeah, I
like,
got
the
hope
one
as well.
club that's gonna bottle this is Spurs. But United
Yeah,
just
like,
did nothing in that sense.
I'll be honest with you. I never trusted Spurs. Even throughout the second half, I was like, okay, United's probably gonna score. They're probably gonna score. They're probably gonna score and go in extra time, and we'll get this done with.
Spurs.
Like it's Spurs of the day. And the funny part is, like, at least with Villarreal, say how you will, at least United took it to pens.
And
And we
also,
were
also,
and we were
it's a
second in
Spanish
the
team in
league.
European final.
And we were second in the league that season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also all the outfield players scored their penalties.
Apart from De Gea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a goalkeeper. I
Goalkeeper,
said
yeah.
outfield players.
Yeah, man, how you didn't save a penalty is crazy. That's
Where
crazy.
do Man United go from here?
Yeah, that's a good question because I'm be honest with you, and I agree with you guys. I don't think Amorim should be sacked, but I wouldn't be surprised to get sacked. I wouldn't be
He'll probably
surprised.
get sacked, I think, or he's gonna resign. I actually think he's gonna resign.
Like, there's gonna be immense pressure. There is gonna be immense pressure. So, guys, let's put our feelings aside. Objectively speaking, let's say you were what's the Man United board now again?
Well, I mean, it's Ineos,
right?
Yeah,
Ineos, yeah, Ineos. So let's say you're Ineos or Radcliffe. Let's say you have a decision. Do you sack Amorim? Yes or no?
No, give him this summer, and then
Yeah,
if he give him the signings he wants, hopefully not Gyökeres, but I mean give him signings. If he doesn't, if he end up being in a relegation battle, just sack him.
And I mean, yeah, next season, yeah. But when we're talking about sacking a manager, you have to always look at who's available on the market. And we talked about this.
100%.
And we talked about this the other day with Arteta. There's no one. And I mean, if there's no one for Arsenal, there will be especially no one for Manchester United.
There's just one man, AD. Allegri.
Allegri.
Okay. All right, Tinez, I got a question. Would you take Ten Hag back?
God, no.
No, come on, man. What's the point?
No way.
Never go back to your ex.
You know what? Indirectly, Ten Hag indirectly cost us the final today because he signed Onana.
Oh
Is
yeah.
Ten Hag winning the final?
Okay.
If Ten Hag is on the sideline, United win this game.
Okay.
No. Honestly, if Ten Hag was there, Spurs would get more chances.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, guys. Speaking of Ten Hag, do you guys think he's actually happy United lost?
Yeah, yes.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares.
Doesn't care probably.
Like Ineos or Jim Radcliffe didn't even give him a ticket or whatever to watch the game.
I don't think he cares.
So I don't think, honestly,
Yeah.
as managers, unless you're Sir Alex, really care. I think.
And guys,
would you take Ten Hag? 10, would you take Ten Hag?
Yeah, would you take your own name?
Oh. I thought you were asking me, so I thought you were still at. No.
Allegri.
Okay, guys, and also, you know, remember Sebastian saying, "Oh, now lost 3 European finals." Well, we got to Diallo.
You know what, Barca, you need to sign
To be fair, for 2 of those finals, he didn't even play for 2 of the finals.
Yeah,
AD,
but it still
AD,
counts.
AD, you need to call Laporta. Tell him to swap Ter Stegen for Onana.
No. By the way, I'm done with Ter Stegen. By the way, I'm done with that front. But we'll talk about them another time. But yeah, I mean, getting back, like Diallo lost 3 pounds, man. And I know TJS is right to be fair to which he didn't play, but it still counts. And Bruno Fernandes, man, 2 European fouls lost.
No, yeah, I mean, I also, by the way, I think I forgot to mention, he was at fault as well for the goal. He gave the ball away for that chance.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel bad for Bruno because I feel like he's done the best at this garbage United team. But at the same time, he's just not like.
But here's my thing with Bruno Fernandes. I'm gonna say something about Bruno. Like he's talented, but here's the thing, right? He has tendency of just not showing up in the games when it matters. Like
No, it's not even. I don't think it's not even about showing up. It's just he can't stay calm. Like he just
that's the
always.
biggest thing. Yeah,
He's too emotional.
As a
Today-
captain, you can't do that, man. You
Today
cannot do that.
clearly there were so many times today where he got the ball instead of just like trying to coolly, calmly pass the ball around, which he normally has done at times this season. He was just like, I'm in a final. I have to come on. We have to quickly score. Come on, not a second to lose. And I mean, I respect that mentality in some way, but it doesn't mean with a mentality like that, he just won't be able to pass efficiently.
Yeah.
No, I guess that if Bruno Fernandes leaves, he'll become one of the best players in that position.
I think
Depends where he goes, because I honestly, who even takes like how old is he? 30, 31, 32? Like,
Saudi.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Hey. Yeah, I feel like maybe his next one is Saudi. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know which.
But the thing is, like, I feel like even if United do sell him, let's say just say hypothetically, do you think that's actually good for United long term?
It
150
depends how
million.
they reinvest.
That's
It
150
depends how-
million. The thing is, I actually do trust. Oh, yeah, so I forgot to mention this as well. There's some positive. Mateus Cunha, Romanova said whether or not we win the Europa League, he will sign with Manchester United next season. So if Eneos can pull players like Mateus Cunha, if we make signings like that with the Bruno Fernandes money, then I'm all for it.
So you're willing to sell Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah.
The problem is never selling a player; it's always replacing. Like if you can replace a player,
I
then
think,
it's fine.
I mean, that is a problem. I think he's a player who you can't replace him with one player. You need 2 or 3 players to replace him, but I think the payoff is worth it, personally.
I mean, this is the harsh reality. United, they won't be back for many years.
Yeah.
See, I think the problem with United isn't even the player, isn't even the manager, the players. It's up top. We said that many years.
No, it's everything.
It's everything. You know what's the biggest problem? The media.
They don't have mentality anymore.
Because Manchester United, they're games. Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid are clubs where the media is all about them. Like they're all looking at like the thing
Man
is,
United,
and
Man
the
United,
pressure that comes with it. Like
Man United used to be the biggest in England and one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah,
but they're not that anymore. I doubt they're even top 20 right now in the.
I think they're still big.
No,
I still think they're very big.
And Liverpool definitely have surpassed United.
That's arguable. That's arguable. But like besides that, my point is, I think like there's that pressure that comes with Manchester United, like being able playing for Manchester United, and I think that ultimately, that's why I said I think the club is like it's known as Manchester United, but I think it just kind of lost its identity now, and it just feels like
it's not. The main issue is that 2 decades of negligence and ownership, that this is what it leads to.
You know what's the most symbolic thing about this? You see how Old Trafford is like in the state of it? I think it just like depicts the picture of like how Man United has been managed.
And
now they're calling everyone out before getting sacked.
Facts. Go to Naldo, as Albert would say. But
and also, I forgot
when I watch United, like they're telling me some bad stuff, like they're doubting why I don't say. They're showing me why.
Also,
I can't say they're a big club anymore because I don't know. They don't have like they used to have. Like they don't have stars. They don't have these world class. They only have Bruno Fernandes, and that's it.
Okay, see, I understand what Sebastian's saying. Man United are still a big club globally, fan-wise. But terms of like actual like trophies and stuff like that, they're not really that big. Like we don't talk about like.
I mean, in terms of pure success,
History
yeah.
also counts with trophies.
I
Yeah.
mean, in terms of pure success, we haven't been at it for the past decade, but I would still say that over the past decade, which is in our worst period, we still have
still
like 5 major trophies, which would be
Yeah.
miracle for any other club.
You
Yeah,
can't
like,
just erase that history, man. Like they're still a big club. You know, it's
yeah,
just,
yeah. Come on.
but they lost their identity as a football club. It's
I
just
think-
now
Yeah,
it's
like that.
known as Man United.
Manchester United is not a football club; it's a business.
Yeah.
It's no longer a football
That
club.
sums it up. Yeah. That sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we,
true.
we need to stop looking in the past also. Like the past is the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The present is now. And look where United is.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So guys,
we're
let,
like 13th.
okay. Okay. I got a question. So this current Man United team, are they the top 10 best teams in the world?
What?
Wait, what?
Top 10.
What?
They are. Would you like? Okay. So where would you rank Man United in terms of teams of the world, like big teams of the world?
Right
Big
now.
team.
Oh,
big
I
team.
thought you meant like this current Man United team.
Yeah.
Top
Yeah,
10.
not for me, right outside of top 20. Right outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not
Right now. Right now. Like they need to improve massively for me to say in the top 20, but slightly, like 22nd, 23rd.
It depends on what are you asking? Are you asking in terms of success? Then yes, we're probably not even top 20. But in terms of stature as a club, we're still comfortably
Yeah.
top 20. I'd
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
we're
And I
top
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, like big clubs, it doesn't matter how damn bad you are. You're still a big club.
when
Still
you're
a big club. It
big,
doesn't
you're
matter.
big.
You're big. So like yeah. And also I forgot to mention this. It was something very interesting. I was looking at my Twitter timeline. You know the last time Man United beat Spurs, just in general, Ronaldo was at the club.
Right when Ronaldo walked out.
Ronaldo was the problem.
Oh, actually, he
Okay.
was the solution.
I mean,
So-
Albert was right.
Okay, so guys, isn't that crazy though? Like you not haven't beaten Spurs post Ronaldo. I mean, isn't that wild?
Yes.
You know, Fergie used to say. You know what's poetic? Fergie used to say, "Lads, it's Tottenham." Because
Yeah, that was you know what the worst part is? It was literally a huge tifo made by United fans, and it was literally said, "Lads, it's Tottenham." in the stadium.
Paul Scholes even said the same thing
Yeah,
today.
this is the history of Man United.
as Keely
Hey, guys.
said, we're about
And guys, we have to say this now. Man, remember how we used to clown on Spurs for not winning trophies? Well, now we might. Do we have to clown United now?
This is the start of
Not a trophy last
the
season. What are you talking about? Not a trophy last
One
season.
season, yeah, maybe this season, yeah, but
Yeah, just this season.
Yeah, but come on, man. When is Spurs are never going to be a bigger
Yeah,
club than Man United? Like,
oh,
that's
it's
like
like,
Oh, they always been a big club.
Spurs.
No.
No.
Yes, they have. Yes, in England.
And also,
And even
so
that's
also-
pushing it.
No, maybe not in the world, but in England they have been a big club.
in South
Okay,
That's pushing it.
I don't care what you people say. They're in England. They've always been a big
I
club.
think they're like
Okay.
English.
They always been top
might as
six.
well just say
Okay.
Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
stop saying Newcastle, man. Your success
Okay.
is just because of oil money.
Okay. Let me hear from Matt. Matt, as a fellow person that lives in England,
That's the
as a
funny-
fellow person that lives in England, I want you to explain this to me. And this is something I never really understood. Why is Spurs part of the top six?
Big six.
I think just because they've been competing amongst these other six teams, but so yeah, I think they've just been thereabouts for a long period of time, but not made the next step.
And I'm sorry, Spurs, how can you allow West Ham and Newcastle to win trophies before you? That's embarrassing.
Respect
That's
Newcastle. Respect Newcastle.
Newcastle, man. Hey.
Also,
It's a
Wigan,
about
Birmingham,
respect. No,
Birmingham
no,
City, Wigan Athletic.
Wigan and Birmingham is not big
I
enough.
just realized technically Crystal Palace won a trophy before Spurs.
Oh yeah,
Technically,
Oh,
Yes,
But they won a trophy. Both of them won a trophy, which Arsenal didn't.
yeah.
okay.
Arsenal,
sorry,
So why is Arsenal a big club if they have 0 European
Arsenal
trophies?
have a lot of
Why
big
Spurs
titles.
have 3? No, Spurs have 3 European trophies, and Arsenal
I-
have
That is true.
no, why
But
are
Arsenal
we
is still clearly the
no,
fourth
no,
biggest in England.
ain't football about we count the European trophies as big? Why are we saying that Spurs is not big when they have 3 European trophies? Should we not say then Arsenal? Because people say Arsenal are a big club, which is full of bullshit.
I think you're a big club in
The,
England.
the, the Premier League's bigger than the Europa League.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I said, but okay.
Okay.
But-
So Arsenal have won bigger
Okay,
trophies than
No, but
Tottenham have,
Arsenal
even
has
if they
0
don't have a
European
European
Okay,
trophy.
okay,
No.
guys, let's get back.
No,
Let's get back to Man United.
Arsenal have 0 European trophies.
Okay,
As
okay, let's get back to
Spurs
Man.
have 3.
Oh, guys, let's get back to Man United. So what is the future for Man United? Do you guys think this loss?
They don't have a future. Sorry, they don't have a future.
Do you guys think this loss is like?
Wait. Manchester United do have a future. Making more money.
Okay,
And
okay,
making more
guys.
money.
Do you guys think this loss will like affect them long term or it doesn't
Yeah,
matter?
yeah.
I think it does. I don't think it will change their plans for the summer.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, United won't attract big players. Honestly, they won't.
They will attract big players.
We
No,
will.
they
also, if Man
Without-
United had won today,
Wait,
is there an
without-
argument that making Champions League would have just been papering
with-
over the
without
cracks? So,
UCL,
in some
with-
ways,
Wait.
you could argue the loss is better long term.
I disagree.
without UCL,
I don't
if
think
you-
the loss is ever better in any form.
if you don't win, if you don't make the UCL, you can't attract big players.
Wait. I'm just saying, wait. So, by technicality, Angel Di Maria won the Champions League. The season Manchester United had no European football, he went to Manchester United.
And we're literally signing Matthias Cunha. So
Nah, man, I think this Champions League.
Cunha, are you crazy? Are you actually rating Cunha?
How about Di
Yeah,
Maria?
Cunha's good. Dude, Cunha's
Man,
good.
I think this Champions League thing.
Is he a world class? Is he a? I
Wait,
said
he's not
world class
outside
player.
of Isak.
No, I said world class players. Now respect Isak, by the way. Respect.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, so I
is Cunha a world class player?
Wait,
Cunha
okay.
is- Cunha is not
Wait, guys.
Isak.
What did they win?
Okay,
Cunha
wait,
is
wait,
not one.
Okay, I want to go back to
Cunha
Matt's
is
point. So, Matt, you said that it's actually good they lost this Europa League final.
No, I'm saying that, of course, short term is worse, but long term, making the Champions League would likely have been papering over the cracks, especially if they went on to have a disastrous campaign.
But the thing is,
At,
like,
at-
with Man
at
United,
least going into next season, they can fully
wait.
focus on getting themselves back on the right track within the Premier League, and who knows, they might finish in a fairly strong position ahead of, and then get into Europe in a better situation.
Well, I want to ask you guys this question: have Man United missed out in Champions League back-to-back seasons?
yes,
When was the last time?
20.
We missed
Last
out for
time,
4 years.
last time, Ten Hag's first season, 22-23.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
back-
if right now,
What,
Wait,
what
I
I
want to
will
hear.
what I will say,
Wait, let him
I think it's more detrimental. I think one positive you could look at is I think Amram will have more time on the training ground next season, which could be looked as a positive. But the club right now, it's in a very financially destable position. So I feel like that 100 million really would have helped us in Champions League football. And I generally think that we would have had a fair shot at, because right now a striker is so important. We saw it today as well. A striker is so important for the summer. I think we generally had a chance to get Gyökeres if we wanted to, but now we're probably going to go for Liam Delap. But I don't even know if we're going to get Liam Delap because he's linked with like 8 to 9 clubs, all of which would probably have European football. So yeah, I mean, I think this final has far more negatives and positives.
Yeah. All right, just to round off here, guys. We have to round off. Just to let you guys know, I will be doing. Let's actually look at the stats for this Europa League real quick before round off. Final stat.
I want to ask this: if United and Porto wants Endrick, right now, who would Endrick pick?
Porto, yeah.
Porto. Because
Okay, so
Although we're also not in a great situation,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're a
Porto's been
smaller
bad.
club.
I mean, you're in the UCL, so
No,
Porto's
we're
not making
not.
the deal.
No, because
We're in
top
Europe.
three will get UCL, I think, not top three. So
Yeah.
It changed
You're
when
still
this
in Europe.
format has changed.
Yeah,
We're in the Europa League,
You're
but
still in Europe.
Yeah, Europa League
kind
is
of
still
about it.
Okay, guys, let's look at the top score. So as you can see, we have 3 top scorers, guys. Got tied. El Kabi, Og, and Bruno Fernandes. So at least Bruno
Half of them
Fernandes.
are penalties, by the way. Half of them are penalties, by the way. Bruno
No,
Fernandes.
not all penalties.
Goals-
Not all
goals-
penalties.
A goal's a goal.
Yeah. Yeah. So any other stats we got here? Or that's
I mean,
it?
and actually, Hoyland 6 is like that's not bad
Yeah.
actually.
Man, Hoyland, one of the top scorers, shows how cooked United are, honestly.
Okay. Oh, actually, we get to the foot mob thing. Shout out foot mob. So foot mob is right here, guys.
Victor Osimhen there. So
Yeah,
weird.
Turkey.
Cherky,
Foot mob
Right.
rating, goals per 90. Who's got the most clean sheets? Does it
Clean
say here?
sheet, probably. I
Ooh,
think-
Zizinkos. Wow.
yeah, that's
so
that makes
lucky.
sense.
Yeah.
Man, what are we looking at though? The stats of this, like, man, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
But he does
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Anyway, so guys, I'll be doing a Europa League tier list. Maybe next week or maybe the week after. I'll see. Ranking all the Europa League teams, and yeah, it should be interesting, guys, to rank all 36 teams. So stay tuned. That'll be the last Europa League.
There's
video.
there's an argument to put Bodo and Tottenham in the same tier.
Probably.
probably.
So let's go and read some guys' final comments before we round off. All right. Okay. Definitely. Sebastian, you have to leave me your choice. 50 UCL. How many you have?
Man, this guy.
Man,
No, the problem I find, like, why 15 UCLs? Like, shut up. Like, all of, like, 5 of them are corrupt. So they should have.
Okay, let's move on.
You made 7 UCLs as one of your arguments.
I mean, imagine having big trophies this year and Spurs have won more.
Okay, actually, okay, TJS, is that true? Was that an AI image, by the way?
I believe so.
No, that was true. That was true. It
Okay,
was
I've
the
never
United players.
I've never disrespected Mourinho. Yeah, Mourinho, man.
Oh, the guy who's
he won
The
your
guy-
league title. You better not disrespect.
no, the guy who's better than Pep. I agree.
Only he was at Chelsea. Football Cameron
Uh,
Man or Evil
Did
Low.
you guys see what Lep said? Did you guys see what Pep said?
Ronaldo messed up the process. That's what they say. Arsenal used to win the league a lot in the 2000s. Yeah, Sebastian, I don't know if you know that.
In the 2000s.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Arsenal. Like,
Wow.
And then Arsenal.
Challenge United their best.
I win trophies
And
every year. I don't give a fuck.
So, guys, actually, we should actually look at this. Let's look at the all-time Europa League teams, the teams that won the Europa League.
Yeah,
Now,
Paul,
Spurs won
you know
three
what?
titles.
Spurs won the first ever Europa League, by the way. If y'all didn't know, they won the first
Yeah,
ever.
Spurs.
league.
No, this
First
was the third. Third.
No. I'm saying in general, like Spurs won
Yeah,
the first team to win the Europa League. The title was Spurs. They were the first.
Yeah. Is there like a list of all the finals? So as you
Yeah.
can see, Sevilla's won the most 7. Inter's won 3.
7 Sevilla.
AD, at the top, there's a thing that, yeah, there it is.
And that's disgusting. How a Swedish team won twice? That's crazy.
So it's Tottenham, Liverpool, Feyenoord, Gladbach, Liverpool, Juventus, PSV Eindhoven, Gladbach, Frankfurt.
That's
Ipswich Town.
How-
Ipswich Town, guys.
Ipswich.
Or down to like
Man.
third. Real Madrid. Go
Wow.
for it.
Um,
Leverkusen, Napoli.
The
Juventus.
fact that
Man, who invited you, man? Look at that. Look at that Italian comments right there.
oh, that's Seamus.
And also, Doodle, correct me if I'm wrong. Inter, I think, finished like 14th in the like. They almost,
Yeah.
they were, like,
They literally Spurs basically had the same seed. Like when we beat Salzburg in a Europa League final. I forgot which year it was, like 1990. What are there? We finished 1 point above the relegation zone. Yeah.
Who
That's
fucking cares about Porto?
cooked.
Small club.
Yeah.
We finished so low in Serie A that season. That's basically what Spurs did this year.
Fuck, I need an Inter downfall. It will smoke very good.
1993-1994 Serie A. Yeah. You can go check. We finished like 1 point.
Oh, that table looks so
That-
good. Oh, that
wow.
table.
1 point.
That
Yeah.
you know what? This table actually looks fire.
Wow.
This is exactly what I want in life. But
Wait, hold on. Wow. So it's basically Spurs have
Spurs
done what
basically
Inter
did
did.
what we did. Yeah.
Yep.
it's Italian Spurs.
No.
Man, that's
No.
Right.
You know what's
Right.
man? That was just a few years before they got online.
Ah, it's Nipro.
But he didn't
Fuck.
draw.
Look at all that Spanish flags right there.
Fuck Spain.
Man, it's
team.
mostly Sevilla. Let's be honest.
Also, I believe in the early 2000s,
Chelsea,
Middlesbrough.
the big Chelsea.
I believe.
Yeah.
Atalanta.
We could do a debate show on this one day, but best Europa League winning team, Atletico Madrid 2011 and 12 season.
Yeah, but Porto is not getting into that debate.
Porto
guys,
has
I'm
won
putting-
Europa League, right? Yeah.
Guys, I'm saying this current Spurs, okay, guys? This current Spurs is your best Europa League team winning all time. You heard it here
No.
first, guys.
You know what?
Oh,
AIK is coming for that
God,
crowd.
no.
Maybe.
God.
AIK is coming for that crowd. We're
Actually,
coming for
Guys,
that
I'm joking
crowd.
around.
There's
Guys,
a
I'm
good
joking
debate
around.
on
I'm saying they're not the best.
last
Right,
season.
right then, right then.
I was joking. That might be the worst.
Of course
one,
you
actually.
were.
I mean, I can't wait until
Yeah,
I see
that's
Real
true.
Madrid in that. I need to see Real Madrid in the fucking Europa League. I need
Okay,
it.
so congratulations to Rubix for winning this match, 694 points.
I'm for Gazy League. Forget. Look, 80. You probably rig it so you get top 5.
Wow, I withdrew from this competition at some point, and I still got top 10.
That's
For gaziness. It's called for gaziness.
I didn't compete.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. So hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. Remember, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next stream on Sunday for the weekend recap. So-
Allez Paris.
oh, actually, no,
Another
sorry,
trophy.
Saturday. We'll be ranking the Champions League finals. Regular Champions League final.
Allez
And we're-
Paris. Allez Paris.
Final next Saturday. All right, I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.
Oh, no.
I have a trophy.
Allez Paris.